Welcome to another episode of RSVP. Thanks. Guys, we have a very special guest on. So, living in the Low Country, we are no stranger to having destination brides. We are one of the biggest destination wedding locations in the country. Whoop, whoop, go Charleston. Another thing to add to our list of things that we just don't want more people coming, but they do. But whether you are saying your I do's in the States or out of the country, we're breaking down everything you guys need to know for a destination wedding. So I have on another planner, which I'm so excited about.
Yes.
Ashley Pate Newkirk with Ash Events is joining us today. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you girls for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you.
I know. I'm like, yes, another planner that gets all of my I'm complaining for a reason. Like, back me up here. No, I'm just kidding. We love what we do. We love. So we're so happy that you're here.
Ashley, how did you get your start in event wedding planning?
Yeah, absolutely. So little non-traditional start for sure. But one of my best friends, I was supposed to be a bridesmaid in her wedding, and her wedding planner actually did not show up on her wedding day. So instead of being a bridesmaid, I was the wedding coordinator that day. So my husband and I decided we set everything up. We coordinated her wedding, and the whole way home, that's the only thing that I could talk about was the adrenaline that I had felt from that. So I decided that this was an industry I wanted to kind of jump into and pursue. So I actually started working for another wedding planner that she was a florist and her dad was a caterer and her mom managed a historical venue. So kind of got my feet wet in all areas pretty quickly.
And you do weddings here in Charleston, but you also are based out of Pawleys Island.
Correct. Yes.
That's nice. I love Pawleys Island. It's so cute.
Beautiful and just quaint.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And same thing as Charleston. It's everybody there has been visiting there their entire life. Nobody that we actually do weddings for lives in Pawleys Island. Everybody is a destination client
It's like a nice little beach town.
Mm-hmm.
I love Pawleys. My parents live in Merle's.
I would say like 90% of my brides are destination.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. Whether
that's
they're
very fair.
North Carolina, Georgia, they could even be really close, but people are just they gravitate towards, the Southern charm and all of the amenities and the beaches and all the things that you have to offer here. So it's no stranger. I mean, we have so many wedding planners, and still there's I tell people all the time, I'm like, there's an abundance of there's just kind of have to fit with your people. And it's really important to, we talked about with other vendors, your planner's with you all day long. They're asking you questions. They're making sure that your vision comes alive. So it's so important to build those relationships with people. Talk a little bit about your process and how you even book clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, social media has been the biggest blessing for finding clients. TikTok was a huge thing for a lot of people being able to find us and, get our, name out there. I feel like the venue connections that we made were definitely great for them to be able to refer us to others and, word of mouth, of course.
I definitely feel like social media helps a ton. Even starting a business, getting a business bigger, growing. If you have a video that goes viral, I want to book you. What?
And you'd be surprised how many people say that on the inquiry calls too. Oh, I saw your TikTok, or I saw you did this person's wedding, and it does. It just trickles kind of from there.
It can feel like social media is a second full-time job, but it is worth it. That's how you get a lot of your people. But I really wanted to talk about destination weddings. They are obviously very complex. I mean, weddings in and of themselves are very complex and takes a lot of time, preparation, planning. But I would think a destination wedding, it's next level. So you've done a couple. You've done Jamaica and you just did Italy recently.
We just got back.
I'm so jealous. I wanted to fit in your little pocketbook. I want to go to Italy so bad. If you're a bride and just take me. I'll go for free.
I fit in your carry-on.
Me too.
I'll shoot your entire wedding all weekend, the whole week. I don't care. I'll do it for free. I want to go to Italy so bad.
The pasta's worth it.
So yeah, talk a little bit about how it differs from planning something that's locally or even if you're traveling in the States.
Yeah. So whenever you do have, your destination weddings, you have all the same logistics and planning that goes into your standard weddings. But then you have the factors of all of your guests traveling in. You have sometimes language barriers, culture barriers. So there's a lot of different factors for sure that go into, making sure that you have everything that you need for these weddings, especially for, if you're not going to necessarily get married there locally, if you have to, have your ceremony here and then do something more symbolic there. what paperwork you need for things like that. So there are a lot more factors just outside of the logistics and travel that kind of go into that.
That's crazy. I've never even thought about like the language barrier. Like you'd have to account for like a translator into your
Google Translate is your best friend.
Honestly.
You're sitting there talking to your phone and letting it repeat back. It's so funny. I actually got off the TikTok shop those little earphones or the headphones that are supposed to translate it while they talk. Forgot them. Did not even.
No.
Does it work though? Do they
Yeah,
work?
it was. They worked great, and I was very upset with myself. But Google Translate, and we were so blessed, especially with the Italy wedding, that they had a coordinator on site that she was bilingual and she helped like translate, to the suppliers that they have there too. So we were very blessed with that also.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, do you use local contacts to the place that you're going, or a travel agent, or any, like, what's in your toolbox there?
Yeah. So I've partnered with a travel agent, and she, even for our local clients or our destination clients, she handles all of our room blocks, even like when we travel, our flights, accommodations, trains, all the things. So I definitely couldn't do it without Jocelyn. She's my right hand for sure. But it's definitely important, I feel like, to try to find local suppliers if you can. Some things are different. I feel like photographer, sometimes hair and makeup, you definitely need to have those connections with those people, and that, especially with the language barrier, might not always be there. Mm-hmm. So at those things, sometimes we'll bring in somebody from home or somebody that you can have an engagement session with or a trial with locally. But a lot of the times we'll try to get rentals, florals, anything like that locally, because getting those things through customs are a little difficult.
Yeah. My brother is actually getting married in Mexico in February.
Oh,
and they're having to deal with they just now got assigned their coordinator 6 months out. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you're putting a lot of trust and energy into like these people, and like just hoping that it turns out. Cause like once you're there, there's not much you can do.
Well,
and you're so far away.
That was the thing with the Jamaica wedding. Like, yes, it's beautiful and it's this grand resort, but they're on island time, and you're on their time for when they want to set those things up, and like I'm like, no, it's time for the ceremony to start.
Well, gosh, Charleston, we're pretty slow in this area too. But no, that does make sense. I had a Jamaica wedding in January that I did content for, and it rained right before her reception. And so they were just like I wanted to be like, can I help you guys? Like, she's literally sitting there for 3 hours while we're like,
we got to do something.
But then they still were like, no, like the party ends at 11. And I was like, well, it's like 9:30 and you're like, don't even have the placemat, like the place settings like reset. I'm like, can we please help you? Like, this is crazy. Yeah, just no rush. Like, they were just like, it's fine. Everybody's fine. I was like, the bride's not going to be fine if you don't hurry up. So
everything will be all right.
But honestly, it's so cool. Like, I think of destination weddings and I'm like, okay, if you don't want a huge wedding, you want something more intimate, or you just like are forced to invite people and you don't really want them to come, like, have a destination wedding.
Well,
because
you think that, but then we had a client that they invited 386 people to their destination wedding in Jamaica, thinking these people are not going to come, and surely enough, 352 people attended that wedding.
They'll treat it as a vacation.
That to my clients all the time, that they're like, we're not going to account for these people. I'm like, people will surprise you.
They'll come out of the woodworks to go to Italy,
Yeah.
Shoot, I mean, I might crash that wedding.
Exactly.
Honestly, though, if I were to get invited to Jamaica, Italy for a wedding, I would see it as a vacation. Mm-hmm. Like, that is a good opportunity to go celebrate who we love. And so when a client reaches out to you and say like, hey, I would love to have my wedding in Italy, what's the first thing that y'all try to like lay down, or what's the main things you want them to know?
Really, with any kind of client, you want to first establish what is our guest count, what's our budget. We need to first decide what do we have to work with, to know what our parameters even are for these different locations. Especially when you're going to another country, there's so many, like, such a range of like places that you could potentially go to, in every budget level. So I think it's definitely important to kind of start there. But then we lock in venue just to try to figure out what they're providing for us, and then what we need to kind of outsource outside of there.
And then some things to obviously think about, like passports, making sure those are renewed. A lot of times now, like, they have to be renewed within like a 6-month time frame. Like,
correct.
Which is so crazy to me. I'm like, well, if I'm leaving in 3 weeks, like, why does it matter if it expires in 6 months, But like the passport, and then gosh, it's like you have, almost every single wedding, there's like a groomsman that forgets something, or like, let's just say the bride forgets something, and somebody will end up just running back to the hotel or running back to the house and grabbing it. Like, you don't have that luxury when you're overseas. So
Yeah.
it's like, do you have checklists, templates? Like, kind of how do you prepare your couples for that?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm a little psychotic when it comes to a Google spreadsheet. So definitely any of my clients can tell you I have way too many checklists at any given time. But
There's no
would
such
too.
thing.
I honestly would too. Though.
Yeah, but I feel like especially when you're, like you said, going on a destination wedding, you definitely have to think about these things that you're not going to be able to just run out to the store or, you know, we have these luxuries of stores being open 24 hours. That's not the case everywhere too. So you really do kind of have to plan ahead and then make sure that everything that's very important, like your passports, your rings, your dress, your tux, any of that kind of stuff, that needs to be in your carry-on, never in your checked bag so that you don't run into like those issues.
And I love the air tags. I'm like, get an air
On
tag.
everything.
They're cheap and they're so worth it.
Everything.
I put them on my staff when we went to Italy just in case.
You get an air tag. You get an air tag.
I did. I was like, just in case, I'm going to track you.
That's smart though.
You just never know.
I've never thought about having to take, like, say if you have a big wedding dress, you have to fly that over there.
That is your personal item on your carry-on, and if you are very nice to your flight attendants, they will hang it in the little closet for you.
how sweet.
Girl, I would not be. I've had so many just random trips that have gone derailed, and you don't get your clothing in time. Like vacations, I'm like, anything that I need that's a necessity is going in a carry-on. I would definitely
my body.
Yeah, I'd be just wearing my wedding dress just on the plane. Be like, maybe they'll give me first class.
Hubby, don't look. Future hubby, don't look at me. Back to, I guess, kind of crazy things that happen. What is the craziest thing that has gone awry, gone astray?
So, like, how much time do we
Yeah,
have?
right. I could honestly probably write you a book on all
Please
the
do.
things that have been crazy that have happened at the weddings. But, you know, just one thing that I feel like stands out the most, we had right when I kind of first got started planning weddings, we were working an event, and one of the guests, she showed up and clearly had a little bit more before she had gotten there. But she had gotten verbally abusive kind of with the staff and like with the people that were working, and to the point where we had to like cut her off from the bar and then eventually kick her out of the wedding. And she's waiting up front because transportation refused to take her. This was a liability, couldn't do that. And she actually struck somebody that was working the event. So the photographer witnessed all of this, and it was like right around the time for the cake cutting, and we didn't want the couple to know that like we couldn't cut the cake at this point in time. So I had to shoot the cake cutting while the photographer was giving statements to the police out front, and the girl got arrested, but they didn't know until the next day.
Handcuffs.
Handcuffs.
The photographer should have been like shooting everything. Like, this is proof. This
You
is
want
proof.
this for later.
Literally.
But in the moment, you're just like, what is happening?
Is this real life? Like, no, I had a wedding like that not too long ago out on the beach. And this bride, she was like so sweet. Had like a very calm demeanor, but both of her parents had passed. And so she was like, hey, I think I'm going to have my dog just walk me down the aisle. And then last minute, she was like, no, I actually changed the plans. I'm going to have my friend fly in from, we'll just call it, you know, a state up in the upper northeast. But she flew in like, I think the day before the wedding. And the day of the wedding, the bride comes up to me and she's like, so change the plan. She's not going to be walking me down the aisle anymore. She's been drinking since like 8 o'clock this morning, hiding alcohol. Like under, she's like, I went to go get, you know, like something for like out of my makeup bag underneath the sink. And there was like hidden White Claws and stuff.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, that's just such a shame, you know? And then the rest of the day, she just proceeded to drink. And we were cutting her off. Like I went up to the bartender and I was like, hey,
She's done.
keep an eye on her. Like she's had too much already, whatever. But they had bought their own booze, and so she was like going up in the bridal suite and like drinking by herself, and we're like, okay, like we're trying to corral her to get everyone to sit down, and she's just all over the place, like so belligerent. By the end of the night, we were literally like, we're putting you in an Uber. And she was like, I'm not paying for an Uber. The bride can pay for my Uber. I'm going home with the bride. We're like, you're not
Gladly.
going home with the bride.
Oh,
It's the
my.
bride and the groom's like wedding night. You are not 100% not getting in their car. We're like, where are you staying? And she's like, I'm staying at their house. So the bride and groom had an Airbnb the night of their wedding. They ended up giving her the Airbnb. They went back and just stayed at their own house the night of their wedding because she was so drunk and obnoxious. And I was like, please tell me you're never going to be friends with this person ever again. Like, this is
No.
insane.
No,
And you
I
just
don't know
can't
if-
control people.
I would not give up my Airbnb. Maybe I'm that friend.
You
but
figure it out.
But clearly at that point, it's like you have an issue and like it's sad. Like you just need to get that, you know, or you don't need to get that person help. That person needs to get help. But I was just like, why would you jeopardize somebody's like, they get one day you know, it already goes by so fast. Like, we don't need to be derailing it with like crazy antics.
Literally.
That could be a tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Well, based off of these crazy stories that we have, what would be one piece of advice for couples that want to book a destination wedding so that they don't have these little moments?
Well, first of all, hire a wedding planner.
There we go.
Always.
That
Great
solves
one.
all your problems. But no, I think it's nice that if you do have these destination weddings, you have somebody that, you know, can either be on the ground or somebody that can connect with somebody on the ground to get you those answers that you're going to need. You know, it was so, like I said, so helpful to have, you know, the lady that we worked with in Italy, because she was able to answer our transportation questions. And, you know, because they were in a small Tuscany villa, that how do we even get there? Where's a nearby barber and things like that, you know, aren't going to come up on our traditional like Google searches too. So I definitely think that that's, you know, very important to try to connect or at least see the venue if you can.
When do you recommend like they arrive? Because I even say this, even if you're just getting married in the States and you're having to travel, so many flights get canceled, this, that, and the other. I'm like, at least get there like the day before the rehearsal.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
What if it's like, you know,
I
Italy?
agree. You need like a full day at least to recover and get your body, you know, connected to where you need to be. Our Italy couple, they actually, them and their friends went on like a whole European summer. They went like to Switzerland the week before and then
Must be nice.
honeymoon in Greece. I mean, like they got to experience it all for sure. They did it the right way. But no, like even for us, we flew in like 3 days. I think it was 3 days before the actual wedding, but we went for rehearsal and then the wedding day. And then we, you know, extended the trip a little bit longer just to explore as well too.
See, that's a fun thing to do. It's like make it a vacation.
How do you not?
Explore?
Yeah.
Right.
I would. I'd be like, oh, sorry, it's a month-long wedding, guys. It's fine.
And Italy is just so
They need me there.
diverse that, like, you know, yes, we got to see Tuscany because that's where we were. We flew into Florence, so we got to experience, you know, some of that. But, you know, getting to see all these different, like, coastal towns and things like that, we wouldn't have got that if we wouldn't have stayed a couple extra days.
And then how do you like price destination weddings? Like, you don't have to obviously go into like detail, but obviously it's more like, are there travel fees included? Like, what kind of goes into you and your staff even getting over there?
Yeah, so we kind of offer two different services when it comes to like destination clients. So I do have destination clients that they want us to then come with them and coordinate the weddings. That is pretty much the same as our regular planning fees that then come with travel, typically airfare and accommodations for at least the days that you're going to need us there. So if you want us to do a rehearsal dinner, a boat day, a welcome party, like all of these things, we're going to need accommodations and flights to kind of cover those time. But then I have a handful of clients that they just need help getting to the point of getting handed off to somebody at the venue. So maybe there is a coordination team on site that handles, you know, everything from start to finish with the venue, where they just need help, you know, connecting with local suppliers or travel agents and things like that as well.
I was going to say, because obviously even here, like we do walkthroughs to do design layouts and just to know where tables and chairs will kind of be. And it's nice to just be kind of like in front of it and see it firsthand. So obviously if it's like in another country, you're not just flying over to do like a quick walkthrough or, you know.
Yeah, and it's a lot of Instagrams and people sending us videos. We were very lucky that one of our interns was actually studying abroad in Florence. So she was over there able to like connect us with, you know, local people as well too. But I think it's very important to be able to, you know, get everything in motion for sure.
You want to play a game?
Yes. I want to play.
I
I
love
play a game, girl.
Let's play a game.
All right, so we have a little game, save or splurge. So we're just going to name something, and you just tell us if people should save it or if they should splurge.
Spoiler
on
alert,
it.
it's always splurge.
Right? You're like, there's no budget.
Always splurge.
Unlimited budgets.
What? First one is custom signs.
Oh, always splurge.
Oh, yeah.
I love a custom sign.
I love anything custom that just showcases you.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's like the one element where you can really get so personalized. You can really tell like your love story, I think, or even just like your design or the kind of the ambiance or, you know, aesthetic that you're trying to provide. So I love anything custom.
It's like the
too.
little cherry on top.
We did some custom signs at our thing. It was not very detailed. It was my first signage thing that I ever made, but I made all of them.
They were
And
great.
it made me like appreciate like the signage industry people that do weddings because it's so tedious.
It's a labor of love.
Oh my gosh. It's insane.
I was obsessed with like details at I wanted like drink toppers and drink straws and like
The
just
matchbooks.
anything that I could.
I love that they're back.
I have a whole collection.
Yes, I've
somewhere
started a
around
little
here.
bowl in my dresser.
I love matchbooks.
If I'm going to your wedding and you have a matchbook, it's going in my pocket. Like I
Honestly,
collect them.
The hats now, that is like the new thing. Everybody's loving to do the hats, and
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I love that too. It's very fun. It's like a fun way to like, okay, the party has started. Everyone gets something, and it kind of gets people like on the dance floor. They feel more comfortable. They've had a couple drinks, and it's just like a little. And honestly, that over. So I was gonna say favors, save or splurge. Honestly, it depends on what it is. But
Yeah, if it's something like that where it's like a hat or like an experience or like something that they're gonna like remember. Like I love the little like fashion sketches or something like that. That's a fun favor versus like a keychain that you're gonna throw in the trash.
Yeah.
Or like the old school favor. Like I think of like favors like I guess if it's food, it depends on what it is. I think it's always nice to do something local to the area. So like Charleston, we have some like cool like sauces or whatever. Like there's different little elements that you can do. But I've had 1,000,001 brides, and there's no hate or shade. I love these. Keep doing it. It's gorgeous. But no one ever takes them. It's the little oysters, and they spend hours and hours putting people's names. And I'm like, I will take 100 of these and put them back in a bag for you at the end of the night.
I thought about DIYing them with some like, because I had a place to get free oysters, and I just have to clean them off, bleach them, do whatever. I'm like, after I spend all this hard work on all these things and no one
I
takes
will
them
mail
home,
them to you.
Oh, they will be coming to your front doorstep.
Hand delivered.
Be sure. Another thing that we decided against was like dance floor props. What do you think about those?
I think it depends. Like, yeah, people go nuts over them sometimes. Like the little cowboy hats, they like chase me down for those. Like the sunglasses, yes, but I think we're done with like the glow
light
sticks and the
sticks.
wands. Like it's so bad for the environment, one, but also too, it's just that's one more thing that goes in the trash.
I agree.
Yeah,
They make it fun, but
if anything, it's just to like get people, I think, on the dance floor. But again, if you have like another cool element, like a hat or something, I think that's equally as
People
cool.
get so much more excited for that.
And I love the glasses, like if they light up too, because
Yes.
then it's like you're taking away this that's just going to be thrown away, and like people will actually take the glasses home. a
oh,
lot
I
of
take
times.
those home to my daughter every time. She
Yeah.
loves those things.
My nieces and nephews like love that kind
Like
of
the
stuff.
tambourines, like the light up tambourines. I feel like the band, if you have a band, they don't really like the tambourines. But
Oh, whatever. Some of these band members are like divas. I'm like, okay, Jennifer Lopez, calm down. Do you want your? They're like, we need our this water, specific water at this temperature. I'm like, I'm so
You
sorry.
can tell.
What?
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
I'm like, listen, you're not Maroon 5. Calm down.
calm
okay?
down.
But I will say flip flops. That's another one that's like, you know, a nice touch. Not a lot of them get used, but you know, the girls always appreciate it. I think just
the
I
heels
always
come off
appreciated it.
immediately, whether
Yeah.
there's flip flops or not.
yeah. Well, then it's
Yeah.
because to me, I'm like, I don't want your bare feet like all around. Like so many people drop glasses, and it's just like I don't know. It's not sanitary. So I'm like, here's some flip
Liability.
flops, whatever. Buy a couple. Next one is champagne toasts.
Oh, well, only if it's in a tower.
I agree.
Cut
Actually.
it otherwise.
No one drinks them
right.
at dinner. Like if you're passing them around for dinner, I would say if you're gonna do champagne, like maybe before the ceremony too, is a nice
Yes.
touch.
Or what about like a wall, like a champagne wall?
We rent one, so I have to say I love those.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I think I
Great
agree. But going into the ceremony is nice because it's just like a little welcome. But then everybody else for the rest of the night can toast with whatever they have.
Yeah.
Just shameless plug. I love it.
Yeah.
Always.
Check our website for more rentals. No, I agree. It's like everyone loves a cocktail before they have to go sit through your ceremony. You know, they're never that long, but it's just a nice touch. Or I agree, like the cool, and even the champagne towers that they're getting creative. They're not even doing champagne, or they're doing like a signature.
Espresso martini.
Oh my god.
Espresso
Or
martini.
Aperol spritz, or like a margarita. I'm like, yes, I love that.
I'm here for it.
I saw a video of a groom get so excited, and it looked like it was a destination, very fancy outdoor wedding, and he took the champagne and sprayed it in the bride's face.
Oh no. Immediate
Before they
divorce.
poured it. Oh, the internet went insane about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was crazy. And she had already changed into her, like she had freshly changed into her
Oh.
second dress, I think, and they hadn't even started the night, and it just like drenched
Well,
her.
dude,
Ruined
first of
everything.
all, champagne is sticky.
Very.
So you're just like, that would be gross. And then you spent all this money on your makeup and your
We did
hair.
an
And
exit with it one time where all the guests had the champagne bottles and were just spraying them as
Now,
the couple was walking by.
That at
It
the
was
end of the
kinda fun.
night, that would have been
And it
kinda
makes
lit.
for epic video
It
and
was.
pictures. But let me tell you, I had a wedding And I felt so bad because I was like, dude, I saw this TikTok. You just got to shake them and slam them on the ground and they're going to go crazy and it's going to be amazing. But the videographer was like, you got to slam it like hard on the ground. And I was like, I feel like we should be doing this on the grass.
Right.
He's like, no, like if you don't hit it right, like it's not going to, it won't break or like it won't do it.
Was this on brick?
This guy freaking shattered both champagne bottles, cut his hand open.
Happy wedding
I'm
day.
like, this groom is going to go to the emergency room, and I am going to be blamed. I was like, their planner and their I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Somebody get my sewing kit.
He was so cool about it, but it was like at the end of the night, and I felt so bad because I was like, oh, this literally was like the last thing. I was like, DJ, can we play like one more song? Because we can't end it like this. So like, luckily he was cool. But I was like, okay, never recommending that again. That's a liability. But it's cool when it's done right. It looks really
they know
awesome.
how to do it.
If they know how to do it. Yeah,
I think I saw that video and they did it on wood. Now, if you do it on like brick or something.
He did it on like the oyster shell like pavement. And I was like, this isn't going to go well. I even said that right before the video. I'm like, I don't feel like you should be doing this on like hard concrete. The guy's like, no, trust me. Like, it's really hard to break a champagne bottle that's full.
It's gonna be awesome.
Turns out it's freaking not hard. And you don't want the groom
brightest
bleeding out.
Oh,
like,
man.
Yeah, that was dramatic.
What do you think about second dresses?
I love. Well, especially too, I've just seen so many fashion emergencies where even if you never put that second dress on, have it with you just in case. We had one client that groomsman accidentally spilt tomato soup straight down the bride's dress. And
there you go.
if you didn't have a second dress, what would you have worn the whole night?
I love a second dress.
Stain remover only goes so far.
I love a second dress. Oh
didn't
my
you?
gosh. I like came alive. I put that dress on and I was like, I don't even care that I'm going to wear my one dress for like 3 hours and I'm going to wear this one for like maybe 2. I danced my ass off. I had so much fun. It just brings,
it
like,
was
another
short, wasn't
element.
it?
Yeah, it was short. It had like little
When the
feathers on
sneakers
it.
come out.
Oh yeah, I had custom sneakers. I was like, listen, step aside. The party is here.
I
I
had
loved
bluey
it.
sneakers for my daughter.
She did. It was so cute.
I love it.
No, I love a
From
second
Walmart.
dress. And you don't necessarily have to splurge on it. I mean, you can find cute ones.
I found a cheap one.
Inexpensive, but I agree with you. Like, definitely changing. It's so much more comfortable. And obviously, if it's like fits in your budget.
I will say for a second one, if it needs to be comfortable
Oh
too.
yeah, for sure.
You got to make sure it's comfortable. If you're getting out of your uncomfy wedding dress, then you got to change into a
I had like a
comfortable
cute little leather jacket.
I saw that in a
Death
picture.
to us part or something.
I
don't remember
love
what
it.
said. Lighting.
Oh, all the lighting. But I want fun, different things. Like I'm kind of over just like our standard bistro lighting. I want us to do some fun chandeliers or something, a little more custom with that too.
I love seeing like the chandeliers hanging from the big tents and coming down, or like pretty like shade. What are they called? It's like the bamboo like rattan
texture. Yes.
Those are so pretty to me.
Very popular.
Lighting just like transforms a space, and even like uplighting in a place can like really just bring it to another level. So I am like totally here for lighting as well. Getaway car.
Ooh.
Depends. If it's like yours and it's important to you, it's been in the family, yes, let's take a picture with it. Otherwise, we could skip it.
That's
Cam
what we
had a
done.
really cool one.
It was my grandpa's getaway car, and my mom used it at her wedding for my mom and my dad's getaway, and they had a little sign on the back that said "just married," and they were both turned around. And then Lindsay and our photographer captured like me and Austin turned around backwards in the same car with the same sign as we were driving. It was the sweetest thing.
It's
I
a
love
cute
that.
tradition for sure. I'm the same because you can spend like $600 or more, and literally they're taking you like 20 minutes down the road, and you're like,
sometimes you're paying that and they don't take you anywhere.
and then you can't drink in it. I'm like, well, go on,
What's the point?
whatever. Like, take me to the after party. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of here for that too.
I say get on the transportation with your guests, go to your after party, and then figure it out from
I
there.
definitely think like doing like a cute little bus, especially in Charleston. Like they have the cutest little trolleys.
Yes, I love them.
Those are expensive too, though. But honestly, I mean, so we had the dilemma of extending because a lot of venues you'll get like 5 hours, right? And then if you want to extend, it's like an additional like crazy $500 or something, and then your drinks after that are whatever per person. So it just got really expensive, and I was like, instead of like extending it, I'm like, go to an after party.
It's the smartest way to do it.
Yeah.
let your venue time run out. Stop paying for everybody's drinks and let them start paying for yours.
Because also
Honestly.
not everybody wants like an 11 o'clock. You know, I'm like, everybody wants to go home at that
We
point.
cut
But
it off
like,
at like 10, and I wanted to keep going. I was like, let's go to a bar down
but
the
change
street.
the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the same, like it's fun for sure. Like you want a good solid like 2 hours. But I think some of these brides feel like, oh, that's not long enough. Like, and I'm like, just take it to an after party. Like, don't spend the money on here. Like you said, it's my turn to. You can buy me a drink now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
Speaking
for
of
sure.
drinks, specialty cocktails. What do you
I
think
do
of
love a
those?
specialty cocktail. But I feel like sometimes they will try to just pick something for the sake of having a specialty cocktail.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like you have to because everybody else does. If you only order a French 75 at dinner, like, put that on the menu. But otherwise, don't feel like you have to have it.
I especially think it's cute too. I had a friend that had a wedding, and all she drank was margaritas, and they had a margarita, and so that was cute to me because that's all she drank.
And you
So-
remember that.
Right. Especially if you have an unlimited budget, then specialty cocktail for sure.
I did
For
not
sure.
have an unlimited budget at all. I was definitely like, budget. I mean, I went over it, but you know, I had
Don't
like
we
2
all?
jobs. It's like I don't care. I'm getting it. I'm doing it. But I wanted espresso martinis, and I wanted like a specific one from a restaurant that we love. That like we had done like wedding research, you know. And then so I asked her. I was like, "Can you give me the recipe for this?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then I worked at a bar as a second job to pay for my wedding. And they batched cocktails to make it easier because they had so many specialty cocktails and they would switch them out seasonally. So I was like, what a great idea. So like my venue actually let me do that where I just batched everything ahead of time. All they had to do was just add the vodka and shake. And I was like, espresso martinis, let them flow.
Bada
And
bing,
it's the
bada
kind
boom.
I like because I know, you know.
You should have done a tower. Did you do a tower?
No, honestly, like the tower thing, when I got married, I didn't really like notice the tower that much.
They're
I think
so
that like came
dangerous
after
to me.
They are very.
I'm so
No,
scared.
I
anytime see 'em.
just had it as like one of my specialty cocktails, and then my husband, we wanted to have like a nicer like bourbon drink or whatever, so he did that, and we named him like something cute or whatever that like applied to us, cheesy, whatever, you know. But I agree with you. If there's like a point to it, it is nice because you have some people like everyone will bum rush the bar as soon as you get done with the ceremony, and so it's nice to just give somebody an option, at least something, so that they're not like, what am I gonna have? And
And
it's taking
especially
like
passing it going into
Yeah.
cocktail hour to cut down on those lines helps a good bit too.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like bartenders or a second bar, I say splurge on it because it makes the guest
yeah.
experience so much better when they're not having to stand in line for a drink for.
But also do like an espresso martini bar
Just
or a
specifically.
bourbon bar, like something to showcase something that you know you would get excited about. Too.
Yeah.
That is smart. I've never thought to do that, like a specific espresso martini or margarita, whatever bar. That's cute.
Last on here is photo booth.
I do love a photo booth, but I am such. If you look at my camera roll, I have probably 60,000 photos in my phone. Like I am such a pictures girly. Like I am the first person in a photo booth, so I say get it.
So I love them. Like the 360 one we did, it was such a hit. My husband's like, we don't need that. No one will use that. I'm like, dude, that literally
And
there
he
was
spent the whole night on it.
I was about to say.
He
probably
did. We
loved
all
that
did.
thing.
Like everyone raved about. They're like, that was so fun. Because otherwise, it's like you have people that maybe don't dance, and it's like you still want them to feel included in the party. So like we had it right near our dance floor.
Yep.
We had like instead of doing like cake where it would get people to sit down, I was like, I want people standing and like being in the moment as much as possible. We had little like finger desserts or whatever, and then or bite-sized desserts, and then we had a cigar roller come in because we're
Ooh.
kind of swanky. No, that was literally the reason I had to get a second job. It was like, you're not doing that. I was like, okay, I'm doing
We're
it.
having it.
But that was really cool because all the doors at my venue opened up, so it was inside outside. But for the guys who were like, we're too cool to dance, like they would smoke a cigar, and again, it was like everyone was in the same area, and it didn't feel like it was all these separate spaces of people that, you know, because you hate to see a wedding where like no one's dancing. I'm
Well,
like,
and I think what you said too is very important. Like putting that photo booth near the dance floor is so important because you don't want your guests to mingle and mosey around your venue. You want them to be close to that dance floor and close so that everybody is interacting with each other.
for sure.
Do you have any like tips or tricks that you've learned along the way that we could share to our couples? Or
Yeah, that's a broad horizon
Yeah.
though.
your favorite? How about your absolute favorite trick?
So one of my favorite things to do for clients that want to like set a table, for example, your charger plate that you would put down on the table is $6 per person. You could do a dinner plate for $1 per person, and it gives you the same look on the table, which just saves you substantially.
Yeah, because those chargers are so expensive. I looked to
are.
get chargers for my wedding, and I
They're
was like,
beautiful.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I looked into it and I ended up not doing it. It's so expensive.
And it's like kind of crazy how you go to clean the chargers at the end of the night, and you're like, did somebody just use this as a plate? Like, how in
There's
the
one
world?
in every
They have
crowd.
to.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Every single time I have somebody in the line, the buffet, in their charger.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Like, this? How do people like eat at home? This is crazy. This is like Neanderthal, caveman.
I'm
Yeah, it
going
was
to tell
like-
my husband because he was my boyfriend at the time, and this was maybe the third or fourth date, like, outing we went on, and he used the charger
And you're
as
like,
a
"Sir."
plate. Took it up to the buffet line, even. Like, okay. And now we're married.
I
guess I
think
love it.
another thing that like a lot of couples will ask me as a planner is how much to tip everybody. And obviously it varies based on like what vendor it is, also if they already have gratuity added in. But I also I'm like, you don't have to tip us. Like
I've always
A
wanted
review?
to, though.
a review goes a long way.
Yes.
Honestly,
A
I would
referral goes even further.
Yes, I'm like I would
Honestly.
like I love your your money gift if you want to give me one. Like if you want to give me a tip, that's great. But honestly, it's like review or referral. I'm like that's really what helps our business grow and get the word out. And so like I always tell people I'm like don't feel obligated to spend any more money necessarily, but take the time to write like a nice review if you think that we did a good job. So
Or a handwritten thank you card. I have every
know.
one that I've ever
I
gotten
do
from a
too.
client saved. They're all in like a little thing. So if I'm having a bad day, I can just flip through them and see like this is why it's worth it.
Yes.
this is why I
is
do
why.
this. This is why I put myself through this. Like a June wedding, you
so
really
fun.
need to bust that thing out when you're like, it's 100 degrees. Mama needs something. Give me some motivation. I did want to ask you, have you ever had like somebody show up to the wedding who wasn't invited, that wedding crashed, and like how did you handle that?
Actually several times. We actually had one last May where it was like a videographer from another state, and they just showed up to the wedding, and they were trying to get like local couples to sign their T-shirt, like they were crashing all the weddings, and so they just showed up, and we're just like walking around filming. I'm like, you don't belong.
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Something's
That's
wrong here.
wild.
But I mean, a lot of the venues that we work at are open to the public, throughout the day. So it is very hard sometimes to spot who is a wedding crasher and who's actually supposed to be there.
I feel like if you're gonna crash, like at least look the part.
Yes,
I
don't
had
show up in a T-shirt.
I had a couple.
Yeah.
I was like bartending an event. This is like, I don't know, so many years ago. But they just showed up like off the street wearing like street clothes, like jeans or something. And they're like, "Can we get a Mick Ultra?" And we're like,
No.
I mean,
No, you cannot.
like
You
really,
actually
dude,
can't.
come on, Like, will the couple ever know? Probably not. But like, still, like,
I
just
had to kick children out of a wedding one time because kids were not invited to the wedding.
Oh no, how'd that go?
It was awkward.
Was it like
Yeah.
Was it like family?
It was a whole family, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but children are not allowed. You're gonna have to take them home.
How did they respond?
They
though?
were not pleased.
Okay,
but-
yeah. See, we had
Sorry.
no children at our wedding, and there ended up being children at our wedding, and we didn't really have anyone to kick them out because my planner didn't do it.
Oh, I'm happy to be the bad guy at any
Same.
point in time. Throw me under the bus.
Same.
Honestly, me too. Invite me to your wedding. I'll be your designated bad guy.
I love it. That needs to be a job. Why is that not a thing?
Designated bad
Well,
guy.
a lot of people do have security now, but like they don't do anything. I don't know.
Security.
I feel like it's such a sensitive topic too, because it's like, dude, I just don't want. I love kids in any capacity, but like, I just think a wedding is not a place for children. And
No.
kill me on this
I
sake. I
agree.
will
I'd
die
say-
on this hill by
will
myself
too.
if I have to. I just think like there's a lot of alcohol going on. Like the parents are usually typically not paying attention to the kids. A lot of our venues have like water. I'm like, that's just kind of dangerous. I don't know. I just think they can maybe go to the ceremony, but I think the reception area, like, it's just meant for, it's a party. It's an adult party.
What would you say would be the cutoff age? I've always wondered that. Like,
I mean, I would
15,
consider, like, if you're
16,
13,
18?
I wouldn't say you're like a little
how
kid.
well do they behave?
yeah.
Yeah, I mostly meant, like, I just didn't want little kids, like, running
Yeah.
around or screaming during the ceremony.
Such
that was,
a
like,
liability.
my
And
thought
honestly,
process.
babies, because babies cry. If this sounds so, maybe I shouldn't say this. Like
I
if
think
I was
they need to
getting
hear it.
married, if I was getting married and I heard a baby like scream and cry, I would hear that and that would just throw the mood off. To be honest with you, because I have a daughter of my own. If I hear crying, I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong?
You want people to be in that moment with you, not
Yes.
what was that?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I just knew how much I was spending on my videographer, and I was like, I don't want my video to be like a child crying during my full ceremony. So that was like my thought process. But I had so many people give me so much backlash on that. And I was just like, this is my day. Like, why do you.
Here's a list of amazing babysitters in the area.
Yeah.
And then I got a lot of people who didn't come because they couldn't bring their children. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I totally
That's my
get
cigar
it.
roller right there.
I totally get it. But also, like, you know, it is what it is. Like,
I have seen where people hire like babysitters or like hire designated like play areas for their wedding if kids do come. I think that needs to be a thing if you're having kids at your wedding.
And
For
somebody
sure.
just to watch them and make sure that, again, they're not jumping in the water or getting into the booze or anything that they're not supposed to be around. To.
I've never been to a wedding where there's children and they're not running around all over the place, like knocking people over. Like, it just, yeah. So there's a time and a place for kids, and I just don't think it's at a wedding. Ashley, we appreciate you taking the time and being here today. I think this was very insightful. How can people find you?
Anywhere on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, you name it, we've got it. And then asheventplanner.com.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely have that in the show notes. And then, guys, you can always connect with us as well. We're on Instagram, RSVP_thanks_pod. You can also find us on TikTok. That's RSVP.thanks.pod. Also, hit us up on our website. You can also go into our Facebook group, leave some comments there if you don't feel comfortable leaving anything on our voicemail. And I did want to make a comment about the hotline. You have to let it ring like 6 times before our voices come on, but I swear it's a real hotline.
Be patient.
Leave a
I
voicemail.
promise.
We've had a lot of missed calls, but not a lot of voicemails, and we want to hear from you. So please call into our hotline. Just be patient. Leave us one. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
What's
Follow
that-
us on all,
what's that number,
all
girl?
socials. Oh, what is that number, girl? I forgot.
320-558-RSVP.
7787.
There you go. As always, guys,
Mom
happy
brain.
planning. And don't forget to RSVP.
Thanks.